Good morning, Star Citizens. I think I was having a bad dream. I was in an aurora. Wait a minute. I am in an aurora. Do ships have too many airlock entrances? Too few? Or are they just right? I'm going to be starting off with the aurora here. And this is one ship I think has way too many ways of getting in and out here. There's absolutely no reason to have these two humongous doors right here. If you're going to dock alongside a station or another ship, this is small enough where you just need one side. You just turn the ship around to dock alongside with that one side. Now on the outside, this thing here, I'm not sure if this is a functional airlock. I'm not really seeing anything from the inside that indicates it, but if it indeed is functional, this ship has just as many as a freelancer, and that makes absolutely no sense. The Avenger. Now this is a ship that only has one way of getting in and out, and that is through the back. It is more of a ramp system than a traditional airlock door that we see on an Aurora, Constellation, Freelancer, etc. The compartments are protected. Got two doors that protect the cockpit and the central living quarters here. And a nice bug. Whoa! I was not expecting that. But I do have an issue, and that's the front area here. The cockpit area should be able to open and close. There is a very tiny crack between the two window panels there. It's almost as if they originally planned this to be it would lift up and down. Personally, you may not want to disturb the contents in the back of the cargo, or if you had a stalker, the prisoners, and you want to get out this way, you shouldn't have to run through pretty much 3 series of doors just to get out of the vehicle. Especially, it's not a huge ship. So that is my take on the Avenger. And here we have the Freelancer. Now I want to reiterate, when I'm talking about airlocks, I'm talking about entrances and exits, not necessarily the actual airlock components. And there can be too many of those as well. Now the Freelancer, I think, is near perfect. Let's start with the back here. Got the ramp. Again, like the Avenger, I'm not sure if this is technically an airlock entrance exit, but it is a way in and out. Now this is perfect right here. You got an upper docking ring here, an airlock docking ring, and it totally keeps itself away from everything from the back here, in case you have someone in the back here, and when you have people in the next component. Now in the next component, here we got the sleeping quarters. Here we got an entrance and exit door. This is non-functional yet as far as the stairwell and door opening. But what if you're trying to, let's say you're taking a nap and some idiot comes through and you're out in space and decides, hey, I want to come inside here. All the air gets sucked out, the pillow gets sucked out, you're not in your EVA suit, you're suffocating to death, and you're like, what the? Because really, you want to be like the guy in the cockpit, which makes it pretty much near perfect as far as separating all the airlock components, or the components of the ship amongst each other. My only gripe is this. They could have it here. I know it's going to get rid of a cargo slot, but, you know, honestly, it's better than right here, in my opinion. Here we have the constellation Andromeda, and this has been redone a while ago, and the interior does look very nice. But I do have some issues with it, and I'll show you once we're inside. A side note, this area used to be open. And here's the bridge. And I'm really glad they blocked this area off because, for one, someone's using the bathroom, the last thing the bridge needs is to smell what you just did. Very thankful. We have the main entrance and exit here. And it can be a little tricky to use from inside sometimes, depending where you're standing, because these panels will push you aside a bit. It does say do not obstruct, so shouldn't be standing on it anyway. Then up above you have the, I assume, a docking ring. So kind of like the Freelancer, here you have your living quarters here, you have a dining area, and you have the sleeping area here. And so you have docking or airlocks right here in where you want to relax, because we've seen that you don't necessarily have to have your EVA suit. We've seen footage of the Constellation series with people without their EVA suits, and you don't want to have to be wearing it all the time, especially with a ship this size. You want to let your skin breathe a little bit, and really the last thing you need to do is you're dining on your Spam sandwich, or you're trying to take a nap, and some moron decides he needs to leave or come through, and you don't have your EVA suit on, and you know your day's ruined. So maybe there could have been another section here, or maybe in the back here, but it is what it is. So then you have an airlock on each side of the back of the ship here, and comparing it to the Aurora, do you need two of these? Is this ship still small enough where it could just turn around and be alongside another craft, or some other structure that has an airlock to connect to? I don't know. It is a much bigger ship. I'm not sure how secure the Constellation will be. I mean, you can't guarantee full security, but you don't really need a gazillion ways of getting in and out. But I think overall the Constellation, just like the Freelancer, is pretty well set. Um, there could be some little different placement, but that's my take on the Constellation. Okay, we have this Starfarer here. It is the largest ship available to us at this time. Let's go take a look at it. The main cargo bay door here. The largest door in the Starfarer. The door to the refinery area in the back of the ship. Now on either side here, there's an elevator that goes up to another level. That brings 4 areas of entry into the Starfarer. I don't find that very secure. So they could have had, I'm not really sure what the purpose of the elevator, maybe some supplies, but maybe they could have the elevator go to a level above here, then come down and whatnot. The next section here is very well done. Got an airlock on the floor of the Starfarer. I assume this is a docking ring, perhaps. The Freelancer and Constellation, they have an airlock on the top of the ship, so they could probably dock from underneath. Then you're able to transport goods or personnel. Now we're coming up to the bridge. You have the escape pods here. There are no airlocks. Well, yeah, I mean, you have the airlock component or compartments here, but you don't have a airlock door that leads in and out of the ship. And here you have the bridge. Honestly, I don't think there's any more to the ship than what I've just come across. We have the dining and living quarters. Don't see any airlock doors. You would almost think there would be one, at least just workable from the inside for emergency situations. not sure where this leads to. Okay, this is, see, very insecure. You have like total access to the engine room. Not exactly what you want if you're going to get boarded by not so nice people. Now, I don't know if there's going to be any additions to the Starfarer. It's pretty much complete. So I'm not sure if there's something on top of the Starfarer, because I can't get on top of it, so I'm not sure. So there could be something added for a top airlock door. But in any case, that concludes the Starfarer. So in conclusion, we have the Aurora. Has too many doors on it. I don't know if the top hatch is going to be functional in the future or not, but you could easily take away one of the side doors and make it as a solid panel. You could even put the bed there on the side and have the back area being some cargo space or an extra seat. I know it's a cheap ship, but so is the Mustang series, and they have one logical way of getting in and out. And with the Avenger, it'd be really nice having the cockpit accessible, especially in a dangerous situation where you need to get out and you don't want to have to go through 3 doors to get out, or use the ejection seat because you may want to get back in when it's safe. The Constellation, the Freelancer, pretty well done, pretty good layout, with the exception of the issue I have with the hatches being in the living quarters. The Starfarer, too many in the back. For security reasons, it's a really large blind spot. The central hatch on the floor, that's really nice, very secure. I'm not sure if there's going to be more to the Starfarer, but we'll see. Now, I wasn't able to get a hold of a Cutlass or a Retaliator. I've been on both. With the Retaliator, all I remember is the floor elevator, kind of like the Constellation. The Cutlass, pretty good. You have a little small hatch on the front, and then you have the floor hatch in the back, and then the bay door in the back. Now, there's other ships out there, but they're pretty much either single-seaters or similar to ones I've already shown you. And with the future ships that will be available to us, it'll be interesting to see how they are laid out. And now I know maybe all this is nonsense to all of you, whether you have too many doors on a ship, but I think it can have an effect on how you can perform, like with docking with another ship, or with your security, which will be an important factor. So thanks for listening, and take care, guys.